You are Sir Graham, the bravest and most honorable knight in the troubled realm of Daventry. King Edward the Benevolent, aged ruler of Daventry, has summoned you to the castle for reasons unknown.
Greetings, Sir Graham. The King is expecting you. Allow me to escort you to His Majesty's throne room.
Thank you, Sir Knight.
Raise the portcullis.
I am at your service, my king.
I am an old man, Sir Graham. Perhaps too old to carry the weight of this crown. My bones ache, my hands tremble. I am afraid my time on earth grows short. But enough about me. Great misfortunes have befallen Daventry since the loss years ago of 3 magical treasures. I have chosen you, the finest knight in all of Daventry, to search for these lost treasures. Only then can this kingdom be restored to its former glory, and only then may I rest with the knowledge that my people are safe. The first treasure is a magic mirror that foretells the future. The second is a magical shield that protects the bearer from all mortal harm. The third and last is an enchanted chest that is forever filled with gold. I know that what I ask is difficult, nay, perhaps impossible. The dangers are many, but you are brave and pure of heart. That is why I chose you to volunteer. If you succeed, you will inherit my crown and rule the realm of Daventry as her rightful king. Go, Sir Graham, and know that the fate of Daventry lies in your hands.
Take heart, my king. I shall not fail you.
You have selected to play with dead ends enabled. The game will play exactly the same way as the EGA version of King's Quest I, Quest for the Crown. You are standing outside King Edward's castle, which is surrounded by a serpent-filled moat. This deep, swampy moat is patrolled by vicious serpents. These guards protect the king's castle. These stone-faced guards must have been trained not to converse with anybody. They ignore you, Sir Graham. These scaly, slimy serpents cruise the moat searching for unwary trespassers. The moat monsters appreciate your good taste. You're in a shady forest clearing. A large rock rests in the middle of the clearing. This rock is less distinctive than the one next to it. You see a large gray rock. The moving rock rolls downhill and right into you. A crushing defeat. With a small shove, you manage to push the rock a few feet, revealing a shallow hole underneath. There is an intricately carved dagger in the hole. You reach into the hole and grasp the dagger, being careful not to cut yourself. This is a fine silver dagger with a very sharp edge. You can't read the runes on the blade, but it appears to be an elfish dagger of great antiquity. There is an enormous oak tree growing here, its branches reaching up into the sky. This is the biggest oak tree you've ever seen. Its trunk seems to be about 10 feet around, and the thick, sturdy branches look like they could hold many times your weight. Finding plenty of footholds in the coarse bark of the tree, you easily clamber up the trunk to the branches above. You can tell by the coarse feel of the wood that this tree must be ancient. There is a perfect, shimmering golden egg lying in the nest. You carefully lift the golden egg out of the nest. You are holding a lovely golden egg. You see a brick border surrounding a well-kept garden. This is a well-tended carrot patch. The carrots look tempting to a hungry traveler. You pluck a plump orange carrot from the ground. This looks like an ordinary carrot. Wandering along the banks of the beautiful lake, you see a cute little elf. The elf is impressed by your friendliness and responds by handing you an elegant little ring.
I've had me eye on ye, Sir Graham. Methinks you might enjoy this little trinket. For just a wee bit of time it has the power to make ye invisible. May it give ye as much entertainment as ye has given me this day.
With that, the elf vanishes. Your hand tingles slightly as you look at this jeweled ring. There appears to be some sort of bowl sitting next to the tree. You pick up the bowl. Inscribed on the inside of this empty ceramic bowl is the word fill. There's a large walnut tree surrounded by several pine trees. This large, healthy tree is chock full of plump walnuts. The squirrel seems hesitant about climbing its favorite walnut tree with you standing around. You choose a big, meaty-looking walnut from the bunch scattered around. You are holding an ordinary walnut. When you open the walnut, you discover the nut inside is pure gold. This is a serene mountain lake with a small beach of pebbles on its edge. On the beach are some smooth, round pebbles. You grab some pebbles. You have 5 smooth, rounded pebbles. You're in a quiet part of the forest. There's an old rotted stump here. Next to you is an old fallen tree trunk. It's crumbling and rotted and holds no interest for you. unless you have a fascination with termites. There's a hole in the side of the log. You peer into the darkness inside the log, but there's nothing at all inside. From here you can see that the stump is very old and rotting away. A dark hole at the top catches your attention. Inside the rotting stump you notice a small leather pouch. As you lift the pouch from the stump, you feel its contents shifting inside. When you peek inside the leather pouch, you discover it's filled with diamonds. Cautiously, you open the pouch and see many sparkling and flashing diamonds. Quickly, you close it again so as not to lose any. You see a cottage in shambles. It saddens you to think that somebody might still live here. An old axe is permanently wedged into the tree stump. The handle has been broken and repaired. The head shows the signs of many sharpenings. It is an ancient, rusty water pump. It probably doesn't even work. It was made from rough, hand-hewn logs long ago. Lately, the upkeep has faltered. There are even holes in the roof. The woodcutter speaks to you, his voice broken with sorrow.
We would welcome you to our home, Sir Knight, but we've had no food for so long. My beautiful wife cannot even rise from her bed. I fear she may die soon.
The woodcutter sits on the edge of the bed next to his wife. Ever since the woods became too dangerous to venture into, he's not been able to earn a decent living. The woodcutter's poor wife appears to be near death. A large fire burns merrily in the fireplace, providing some warmth in the drafty old cottage. An old earthenware pitcher sits on the table. There is a rickety old cupboard on the wall. The woodcutter's most treasured possession, a fine old fiddle, lies on the table. The woodcutter, still gazing at his wife's pale face, does not seem to hear you. The woodcutter's poor wife appears to be near death. To your astonishment, something begins to bubble up from the bottom of the bowl. Within moments, the bowl is filled with a hot, savory stew. This large ceramic bowl is now filled with a savory beef stew. The woodcutter is overwhelmed with joy.
Thank you, Sir Knight. We shall never forget your kindness and generosity. Please, take my fiddle as a small token of our thanks. Please, Sir Knight, take my fiddle as a small token of thanks.
The woodcutter's wife is too polite to speak with her mouth full. The woodcutter's wife is in the bed, sitting up and eating hearty stew by the spoonful. This is the woodcutter's old fiddle. This small swamp, with its twisted trees and slimy water, has an eerie feel to it. The huge snake is watching you very closely, and its intentions are less than friendly. This is the most marvelous house you've ever seen. It seems like it's made of a huge gingerbread cupcake with frosting for a roof. The chimney is made of gummy bricks. The door is made of chocolate. The fence is made of candy canes. And sour ball stones and gumdrops are scattered around the yard. As you begin to eat the house, a squeaky voice from somewhere says,
"Nibble, nibble, little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?"
As you knock on the chocolate door, a squeaky voice from inside the house answers,
"Who is there? I love visitors, especially young tender ones. Come in, come in."
"Oh no, she's cast some kind of spell to keep you from escaping."
"Oh, how nice of you to come for dinner."
The witch looks you over carefully.
"You're a little too scrawny for my appetite, but I think you're going to make a lovely dessert."
The witch has turned you into a gingerbread man. Or is that a graham cracker? As you begin to eat the house, a squeaky voice from somewhere says,
"Nibble, nibble, little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?"
With a screech and a cackle, a witch swoops down from the skies above. Look out! She dips and turns and tries to catch you. She's got you. She grabs you by the neck with an iron grip and carries you off to her cottage deep in the forest. Ouch! As the wicked witch flew over her cottage, she dropped you straight through the roof and into her cage. Who knows what sinister plans she has in store for you? The witch has turned you into a gingerbread man. Or is that a graham cracker? As you begin to eat the house, a squeaky voice from somewhere says,
"Nibble, nibble, little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?"
The mother bird is feeding her young in the nest high above you. Yum! The house tastes even better than it looks. There is no answer from inside the house. As the green liquid is terribly goopy, the fire must have been burning underneath it for quite some time. Off in the distance, you hear a high, squeaky voice.
I can smell someone tasty in my house. I'm going to get my cauldron ready to cook someone for dinner. Yum. After I get the cauldron nice and hot, I'll be ready to have someone for dinner.
With a mighty shove, you courageously push the wicked witch into the pot. Her wild screams are suddenly cut off as she melts away into the oily green slime. Congratulations! You see a note on the table by the bed. You grab the note from the table. There is a message written on the note. Sometimes it is wise to think backwards. The cabinet on the wall is rather plain and simple. Sitting on the shelf is a delicious piece of Swiss cheese. You take the cheese from the cabinet. This is an extremely fragrant piece of Swiss cheese. This is an attractive meadow. A particularly large tree stands nearby. The mother bird is feeding her young in the nest high above you. A lovely tree overlooks a bend in the river. A rough-hewn plank bridge spans the deep rushing river here. As you start to cross the bridge, a huge, hulking troll stomps into view and blocks your way. This is the ugliest, meanest, nastiest troll you have ever seen, and he's not about to let anybody cross his bridge.
What have we got here? You think you're gonna cross my bridge, do ya? Not for free, you ain't.
You see a fragrant patch of clover growing in this lush meadow. An unusual clover glistens in the middle of the patch. You pick a large four-leaf clover from the patch. You are holding a large four-leaf clover. Someone has built a small goat pen here. You have encountered an old stone well in the middle of these woods. Several unremarkable plants have rooted themselves at the base of the old stone well. This weathered old bucket has served the kingdom for years and years. It still holds water as well as it did on the day it was made. The rope is wound around the crank, hanging above the well. This crank is used to lower and raise the bucket into the well. You cut the rope using the dagger and take the old bucket. You are holding an empty wooden bucket. The rope disappears into the darkness. With difficulty, you manage to fill the bucket while swimming. The cave is dark and very damp. The ferocious fire-breathing dragon is protecting the magic mirror. The mirror shimmers with its own magical light. Green and scaly, the dragon is massive and muscular. Serrated armor stretches from its tail to its neck. His leathery wings are folded against his sides, and his webbed claws look sharp and deadly. The ferocious fire-breathing dragon is protecting the magic mirror. By venturing too close to the dragon's flame, you made an ash out of yourself. Good shot! The water hits the dragon square in the face, dousing his fire. Unable to defend itself with anything more than harmless clouds of steam, the dragon rolls aside the granite boulder and slinks off in shame, leaving the mirror behind. You take the magic mirror. Congratulations! This is the magic mirror, one of the 3 treasures of Daventry. As you gaze into the magic mirror, you see a reflection of yourself as king of this land of Daventry. This is a large, apparently vacant cave. Damp and cool, the cave is lit only by the sunlight streaming in through the cave's entrance to the west. Someone has built a small goat pen here. The gate to the pen is closed. Oh no, the goat has escaped through the gate you left open. He could have wandered anywhere by now. Very clever. You tempt the goat with a carrot, and he begins to follow you around. You've made a friend. You had better wait for the goat, or he may not follow you. As you start to cross the bridge, a huge, hulking troll stomps into view and blocks your way. It is a well-known fact that goats hate trolls intensely. You move aside and let the goat take care of this wretched, nasty troll. The goat lowers his head and runs straight for the troll, butting him right off the bridge and into the river below. That's the last you'll see of that troll. This little island is quiet and peaceful. You see a wizened old gnome sitting in front of his house, whittling. The gnome's house is carved right into the side of the tree. This hole, hollowed into the side of the tree, is the entrance to the gnome's home. It's too dark inside to make out any details, and the gnome probably prefers it that way. This is the gnome's spinning wheel. There is a small pile of straw here. This is a pile of gold.
Welcome, Sir Graham. I've been expecting you. I have something that will be of great use to you. But first, Sir Graham, you must answer this riddle. I'll give you 3 guesses. What is my name? That's right! Outstanding! I didn't think you were that clever. As a reward for your sharp intellect, here are some beans. They're no ordinary beans, but it's up to you to find out why. Somebody as smart as yourself should have no problem at all. Well, step over here so I can give them to you. Here you are. Good luck on your quest.
You are holding a handful of small beans. What a pretty bed of wildflowers! You plant the magical beans in the fertile soil. Suddenly, something incredible begins to happen. This mighty beanstalk stretches up so high, it vanishes into the clouds above. What a beautiful sight! The clouds stretch out in every direction beyond you. Near the beanstalk, they even seem thick enough to stand on. Next time, keep your feet on the ground and your head out of the clouds. You are in the land of the clouds. It is rumored that a giant lives up here. The immense, oddly shaped trees loom over you. There is a small dark hole in the base of this tree, but you need to get closer for a better look. You see a slingshot in the hole. You reach into the hole and pull out the leather slingshot. This is a small but sturdy slingshot. The giant did a smashing job of defeating you. You place the shimmering ring upon your finger. As you rub it, you turn invisible. The giant cannot see you since you are invisible. You are in the land of the clouds. There is a giant here. The enormous giant has been carrying that heavy chest for longer than he can remember. The giant is getting tired of looking for you. Seems like he may be getting ready to take a nap. Good job! The huge giant, tuckered out from stomping around, has fallen fast asleep. The giant is asleep with a chest lying next to him. There is a chest near the sleeping giant. Slowly, carefully, you take the chest without waking the giant. This magic chest, one of the 3 lost treasures of Daventry, is always filled with gold coins. You are dazzled by the countless supply of gold coins spilling from the magic chest. You quickly close the chest. You see the entrance to a cave within the mountaintop. The suspended walkway seems to wind forever down into the very bowels of the mountain. The spell to make you invisible has expired, and you are once again visible to dangerous creatures. The ring has now vanished. Suddenly, a small dwarf runs out of the shadows and approaches you. The sneaky little dwarf caught you by surprise. Did he steal anything from you? The suspended walkway seems to wind forever down into the very bowels of the mountain. As you fall, the magic ring slips from your finger. Whoops! The suspended walkway seems to wind forever down into the very bowels of the mountain. The spell to make you invisible has expired, and you are once again visible to dangerous creatures. The ring has now vanished. The cave appears to open up into a larger chamber that reaches deep into the mountain. This is a heavy oaken door set into the side of the cave. As you reach out to open the door, curiously, a large door has been built into the steep mountainside. With a mighty leap, you grab hold of the condor's talons. There is a hole in this part of the meadow. You are standing in a shadowy cavern. This cave is murky and damp and smells of mold and rotted leaves. These rock formations were slowly created over thousands of years. The walls are too damp and sheer. There's no way to climb out of that hole. This is a wild and perilous, raging river filled with jagged boulders and treacherous rapids. This is just one of the many leafy bushes growing throughout the countryside. Far in the distance, you can see the spires and turrets of King Edward's castle. A large bulbous mushroom grows in the meadow. You pick the mushroom. This is a small, unusual-looking mushroom. Don't be afraid. Get closer. In the depths of the large hole, you seem to sense a faint green glow. You are standing in a shadowy cavern. This cave is murky and damp and smells of mold and rotted leaves. The farther you get from the light, the mustier it becomes. These rock formations were slowly created over thousands of years. This is a big, hungry-looking rat with slavering jaws and long, sharp claws.
Hello there, my friend. Are you looking for anything in particular? You want to pass through my little door here, right? Well, maybe we can work something out. What's it worth to you?
The rat grins crookedly, his long, pointed fangs glistening in the torchlight.
That's right, mister. Just walk a little closer.
Rats! This was one shady character you shouldn't have tangled with.
Hello there, my friend. Are you looking for anything in particular? You want to pass through my little door here, right? Well, maybe we can work something out. What's it worth to you? Come a little closer. I can't reach it.
The rat grins crookedly, his long, pointed fangs glistening in the torchlight.
That's right, mister. Just walk a little closer. Jeez, eh? Well, yeah, now that you mention it, I guess I am kinda hungry.
The rat drools at the sight of the cheese and snatches it from your hand. You might want to count your fingers. It looks like a sturdy old door. Oh no! There are two leprechaun guards here, and they don't look pleased to see you at all. What are you going to do now? Unfortunately, you don't speak the language of the little folk. With a genuine four-leaf clover in your possession, the leprechauns fear and respect you. Rather than risk offending you, they decide to leave you entirely alone. The leprechauns, sensing the power of your four-leaf clover, begin to vanish. Oh no! There are two leprechaun guards here, and they don't look pleased to see you at all. What are you going to do now? Wonderful job! Leprechauns find fiddle music irresistible. The moment they hear the music, they begin dancing a frenzied jig. Finally, swept away by the snappy music, the leprechaun guards zap right out of the room. Carved into the top of this stone pillar is a huge four-leaf clover. Apparently, the leprechauns who inhabit this underground sanctuary greatly fear and respect the power of the four-leaf clover. Overhearing the fiddle music you played in the hallway, the leprechauns have begun to dance. As they do, they pop away in a fit of merrymaking. This is the throne room of the Leprechaun King. There is a scepter and shield near the throne. This luxurious carpet is the product of the Leprechaun's magical weaving talents. The scepter is fashioned from gold and silver and accented with emeralds. You take the Leprechaun King's jeweled scepter. The shield is made of titanium and is rimmed with jewels. You take the magic shield. Congratulations! This jeweled scepter belongs to the King of the Leprechauns. This is the magic shield, one of the 3 treasures of Daventry. This is a rather simple stone throne compared to King Edward's. The small hole leads to the outside world. You are much too big to fit through that small hole. You eat the mushroom. Congratulations! You now have all 3 of Daventry's lost treasures. Now, don't waste any time. Bring the treasures straight back to King Edward before it's too late. You notice a small hole at the base of the craggy boulders in the center of the clearing. You are in a clearing in the forest. You have the uneasy feeling that someone or something is watching you. The portcullis is the only entrance to the king's castle. You are standing outside King Edward's castle, which is surrounded by a serpent-filled moat. That's odd. Why aren't the guards at their posts? More curious still, the courtyard is deserted. This area is usually filled with the ladies and lords of the castle. This is highly unusual. You begin to feel deeply disturbed, as if all is not right within the castle. You can faintly hear a commotion in the king's chamber to the west.
There is nothing to be done. Oh, our king's melancholy is too much for his heart to bear. If only Sir Graham had returned with the 3 lost treasures of Daventry.
It's Sir Graham.
He's returned.
Did he find the treasures? Shh. Listen.
Your Highness, I am at your service.
Did you succeed in your quest?
I did, Your Majesty. Here, as you commanded, the magic mirror, the magic shield, and the magic chest.
I'm afraid it is a little too late for me, but you have done superbly, my knight. As I promised, the crown is yours. I know you will serve this kingdom well.
The king is dead. Long live the king!
Long live the king!
And thus ended Sir Graham's quest for the lost treasures of Daventry. Despite the loss of their beloved King Edward, the people of Daventry grew happy and prosperous for years to come. And whenever King Graham looked into his magic mirror, he saw visions of adventures yet to come for him, for his children, and for Daventry, the land he loved so much.